Hey guys, Tim here, aka FCFan21, bringing you a update for the Burn Tower Draft League. Because there is a major change, at least for me, in this regard. There was a dropout coach in the Raiko division. Not quite sure why, but it was whatever. First I said to Steve, the commissioner of the league, like, hey, if you can't find any replacement coaches, I'm willing to take over as a second, to have a second team. And first he was like, nah, don't do it, because maybe we find someone else. And the next day I was like, hey, did you find someone? And he was like, no. So I like, you sure you don't want me to do it? And he said, well, we can't find a replacement coach for the Raikou division, but there's someone waiting to take over the replacement coach for the Lugia division. So I was like, okay. And we ended up dropping out of the Lugia division and picking up the team for the Raikou division. So basically I'm back at Raikou after 2 games. So yeah, I won't be taking part in the Lugia division anymore. I'm just back in the Raikou division. I got the opportunity to shape the team that was left to my liking with the 110 points. This is the team I inherited with Darkrai, Clefable, Rotom Rush, Infernape, Bramblegast, Copperajah, Clodsire, Noivern, Lycanroc, Midnight and Repska. And I decided to just drop the second part of the team. That gave me, and I have to look it up because I do not know this from the top of my head, Copperajah 7, Clodsire 11, Noivern 11, Lycanroc 3, Repska 4. That gave me a grand total of 10, 21, 32, 36 points. And there was one leftover point. So that gave me 33 points. No, wait. 37 points to pick new things up. I was okay with the Firewater Grass core that was already there with Wash, Infernape, Bramblegast. Let's just go over the team I have now. And first of all, Darkrai is not going to be a surprise, the first 5. Gonna name it Nightmare, and a fast special sweeper is always nice. 125 speed, 135 special attack is just great. It is deceptively bulky with 90 in defense. I can easily put my opponents to sleep with this. And enough setup possibilities. So I'm curious if I can use this correctly. I think I have a possible kill leader here, but we'll have to see, of course. Next up, the Clefable, a bulky fairy type. Even though his stats are not all that great, it is a great support option with Soft Void for itself. I believe it does get Wish. It gets Heal Bell for sure. With Unaware and Magic Guard, it is hard to predict what I will bring and how I will use my Clefable, because Unaware is great for against other setup sweepers, while Magic Guard is great for defensive type with, let's say, if you want to poison this, good luck, because it's not gonna do anything. It gives me Stealth Rocks. With Teleport and Baton Pass I can have some momentum. What else can this thing do? Knockoff, Anchor, Trick, Skill Swap, Imprison. always nice to have. Seismic Toss, Nightshade for HP cutting. It can use both Thunderwave and Toxic. Let's see, Reflect and Light Screen support. It has Misty Terrain, Misty Explosion if I ever want to use that. It can set up belly drums, Calm Minds, Cosmic Powers, Amnesia, Stored Power, so yeah. It's a great mon to have on the team, I believe. Next up, Infernape aka Harambe. By the way, Rocketman, Clefable. Harambe is a great offensive mon that I keep from my Lugia team, basically, because I had it there. It has stealth rock options, because that's never bad to have on any mon. I can use it both in a physical and in a special way, because 104 in both attack stats, with 108 as a great speed stat. Yeah, I think I've already shown in Lugia how great Infernape can be with setup options, with Life Orb, with... Yeah, it's just a great offensive mon, and it can put on a lot of pressure on my opponents. So, great thing to keep on a team. Just like Rotom Wash, aka Washout. 107 in defenses, 105 in special attack is great. 86 in speed is decent. Only has one weakness in grass, because water and electric. And with Levitate he also has a ground immunity. Can both use it offensive as defensive with those stats. Offensive like Scarf, Hydro Pumps, Volt Switches, etc. And defensive with Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. Again, great Volt Switch user. Only downside to it is that it lost Defog. And the last thing I kept was Bramblegas, aka Grim Shady. Yeah, I love Grass Ghost types. Had Delmice in Lugia. Bramblegas is something I have in my Sunny Shore Battle Federation team. And yeah, I'm just very comfortable with it. With 115 attack base stat, it does do quite a lot of damage when you run it physical. With 80 you can run it special if you like to. And even though just 55 HP and 70 defenses, it can be a great defensive mon with the immunities to normal and fighting. Water, electric and grass are resisted, ground is resisted. So yeah. I can use it for rapid spin and as a spin blocker, which is great. So let's go to the mons that are new for this team, and we'll start up with Ursaluna, aka Cocaine Bear. Every time I faced a Ursalunas, it was a pain and a half to deal with, and even more to prep for, because this thing can be incredibly annoying to deal with. 130 HP and 105 defense makes it a great physical wall, and with 80 special defense it can even be specially bulky, especially we're running a assault vest set. Low speed shouldn't be a great problem, because it can get access to Trailblaze, I believe. Yes, it does, and no further speed boosting moves, I believe. No, but still, Trailblaze is great for boosting its speed. So even though it's very slow, after setting up one or two Trailblazes, this thing is going to be a nightmare to deal with. An electric and ghost immunity with his normal and ground typing. Just 4 weaknesses in water, grass, ice and fighting. It's great, and it has a very solid move pool with a lot of physical moves. Next up, I wanted to draft something more defensively, and I wanted more hazard removal options, so I went with Cyclizar, aka Scooter. I think this is a great support mon. With Shatil is banned, but did it get Wish? Not sure. I'm gonna check. No, he does not get Wish, but he does have U-turn for momentum. He does get Rapid Spin to lose to get rid of hazards. With Quick Attack, it does get priority. It gets both Taunt and Knockoff for Disruption. What else does this thing do? It can Dragon Tail to phase other things out, and what else does this thing do? I'm not really interested in weather or terrains. Shift gear setup is very nice. It gets set up in agility and Trailblaze, so it's with a 121 speed stat, it's already very fast, but with one speed setup, it's just almost impossible to outspeed that thing. It's deceptively bulky, even though 65 in defenses and 70 in HP. Dragon Spam is always nice to have, and it was either this thing as a Terra Captain or Bramblegast, and I felt like Cyclizar with Terra's Dragon, Terra Fairy and Terra Steel would be the better option, and I'd probably be proven wrong somewhere in this season, but we'll see about that around that time. But a great pickup nonetheless, I believe. My next mon was mainly as a Terra Captain in mind and something more defensive, and that was Bronzong, aka Liberty. It's a great bulky mon with 116 in both his defenses, and 67 HP is pretty decent. 89 attack and 79 special attack is also very okay for a defensive mon, and a 33 speed stat is whatever. Honestly, it's a great Pokemon. I can set up hazards with this, and with both Levitate and Heatproof, I have some great abilities to pair with this defensive mon. I can use Trick with this, I can use Skill Swap and Imprison with it. I can either block opponents in, I can Nightshade for set damage, it can get off Toxics. It's a Trick Room setter that I can use for my Ursaluna. It gets Reflect and Light Screen for support. It can let's see what setup moves it gets. Calm Mind, Rock Polish and Stored Power, which is nice. Or well, Iron Defense is a setup move, and Stored Power can make use of it. And with Levitate and Terra Electric, I feel like I can really cheat and cheese my way out of some sticky situations, because Terra Electric means I have the defensive weaknesses from Electric, which is Ground, and with Levitate you are immune to Ground type moves, so basically I have a very defensive mon that can set up his defense even more, and yeah, good luck getting rid of it then, because you can't hit it for super effective damage. And even with just without the Terra Electric, it still has only 3 weaknesses in Fire, Ghost and Dark. If I run Heatproof, my ground immunity will fall away, but my Fire weakness will be gone, so he always has 3 weaknesses. And yeah, I think this is going to be a great glue piece and a very just a great defensive mon in general. That left me with 3 points, and I was missing a grounded poison type, so I went for the 1-pointer in Arbok, aka Snack. Yeah, for a single point I thought this was a decent pickup. Stats are not all that great, but it does get it will give me Intimidate support. And Arbok can set up with Coil to raise his attack and defenses, Trailblaze to boost his speed stat, which is well, sometimes I feel like, or in most cases I feel like it will be necessary. It gets Glare for spreading paralysis. It can use Pain Split. It can both use Dragon Tail and Haze for phasing and getting rid of setup mons. It can trap opponents with Bind and Wrap. It can use Knockoff, and well, Thief could be a nice way of dealing with things. It gets priority in Sucker Punch, and it's a Toxic Spike setter, which I did not have, so it was because it's 1 point and I spent 19 points on my Terra Captains. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a Terra. This is going to be a Terra Captain as well, with Terra, Poison, Dark, and Flying. Poison to hit even harder. Flying as a defensive typing for his ground weakness. And Dark because it does get a lot of dark moves like Sucker Punch and Crunch. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Arbok is going to make a surprise amount of kills if I decide to bring it, so we'll see. And last but not least, I ended up with Sora, aka or Masquerain, as my final mon, and this thing will pair greatly with Ursaluna because of web support. Sticky webs is a move that is not widely distributed, so it is great to have a mon that can lower your opponent's attack stats. It's not our Intimidator, so both it and Arbok will be at least useful with Intimidate if I do not get Sticky Web up. It keeps itself healthy with Roost, and in all the leagues I've seen Masquerain in, it always did some work, so I was there like, yeah, why not use it? So yeah, that's the team I'm going to use for the rest of the season. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really yeah, of course it's not the ideal situation, switching leagues mid-season, and with a one-on-one record I am in a better situation than I was in the Lugia division, but honestly that's not really why I did it, because if it was up to me I was going to stay in there if it was not necessary, but yeah, we'll see. Week 3 is where I start, and we start off this week against the second tiered, number 2 in the league at least. What was that team called? It's the Nashville Primals, coached by Scoresism. Not really sure just when I'm going to play them, but I'm not sure if I can use my new team, by the way, but we'll see about that. I'm just waiting for Kermit just reacted. You can use the new one. Well, I think it's up to your opponent, but the transactions were early in the week, so gonna ask Scoresism if I can use my new team, because I already used it for prep, but if not, The battle will be up later this. I think somewhere end of the weekend, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. I hope you don't mind me switching leagues, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching, and hope to hopefully see you in or at the first battle in Raikou this season. Bye!